really good information for you guys because this shows you inside the mind of a business owner that's buying leads from like a Thumbtack. So first and foremost, this guy's entire business is basically coming from him buying leads. If he stops buying leads, this is what he's telling me. If he stops buying leads from Thumbtack and the other sources he's buying them from, he doesn't have the flow of business necessary to keep his guys and his crew busy and make the money that he's accustomed to making. But with anything, just because it's your main source doesn't mean you're not open to other sources, right? Which is why I tell you guys, look, go to the places and go to the business owners that are already sold on the skill set that I've taught you guys, that are already sold on buying leads, right? They're the best buyers, right? Just like they in advertising, they say like, hey, if you want to sell advertising, go look for people that are advertising, right? Go look at who's on the billboard or on television. And those people are already sold on trading their money to advertise. There's a lot of business owners that aren't sold on it or they don't have the guts for it, right? And those ones, you end up trying to be in this game of convincing them that they need to change the patterns that they've had throughout their, business career, and they need to start advertising. Some of them you'll never convince because they've been able to run a successful business through word of mouth. They just maybe grew way slower, right? And there's others like this gentleman, and knowing that we found him from a place where he had to buy me basically as a lead, I'm doing a few different things. Number one, I got a perfect person to pitch to. Number two, when I hire him, I'm proving to him that when he buys a lead from Thumbtack, that it exchanges money into his pocket. So I ask him the question, hey man, so like how much does Thumbtack charge you for like a lead? So this is interesting information, and every market's a little bit different, but he said, you know what? He's like, I've got really frustrated with Thumbtack. I've heard this a million times too. Home Advisor, I'm really frustrated with it. They're always frustrated. I'm frustrated with Facebook or AdWords half the time because they're charging a lot of money. They got a good business model. They have all the traffic, right? And they're able to decide how much they sell that traffic or that lead for, right? So he goes, so check this out. He goes, dude, when I first started with Thumbtack, it was $3 a lead. He goes, now it's $37 a lead for he's like, so basically in order to get you as a client, I spent $37 just for your information, just to come bid you. And he goes, the crazy thing, and I know all this stuff, obviously, and you guys hopefully know this stuff as well. He's like, the crazy thing is generally they sell the lead to 5 other businesses. So, right. So I'm trying to show you guys how valuable what you guys have been taught how to do actually is and how other companies are monetizing it at incredible numbers. So let's just quickly run the math on that. If they sell that one lead, for 37, 5 times, that one lead was worth $185, right? To Thumbtack, right? Now, he's not happy about it, right? And so he tells me, he goes, yeah, so I'm looking at other services right now. I'm like, ding, 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 ding. But you know what I've seen in this lead, in the lead space is most of the other services, you guys probably agree with me here, most of the other services that are out there, they do also shared leads. They don't give someone exclusive leads. So first and foremost, guys, I want you to know that's a selling angle for you guys. That's a benefit that these other companies, they're only other people they can go to get this need that they have, right? They're on the tit of leads, right? They can't survive without the leads. So you guys have a major benefit in your back pocket that you guys might not be exploiting enough or talking about enough to say like, well, hey man, if I was able to give you exclusive leads for $37 a lead, I know you don't like the price, but you really don't like the price because 4 other guys you're going straight up against, right? Head to head on the same lead, and then you're having to drive the price down and you're just a commodity game. If I was able to give you leads for $37 per lead, could I send you some? Could I give you some business, right? I don't have a tree care site in the marketplace. So just so we're clear, it doesn't exist here. I don't have one. It exists here. I don't have one here. I will have one here now, right? Because now I have someone that says, yeah, I would do that. I would pay for that. So now I can simply go out, haven't even had a site. I literally it was a concept to them. Hey, this is what I do for a living. Hey, if I was able to do this for you exclusively, so you didn't have to mess around, with all the other people, all the other 3 or 4 competitors driving your price down, is that something that'd be interesting to you, right? Now, before I go too much further in this, I want you guys to understand something. Make no mistake, you want to have hired them first before you make any pitch to someone, okay? Because you have to remember that you're proving at that hire point when you say, yeah, you're hired, I want you to do my trees. It was $700 for him to come and handle a bunch of stuff. And I hand him $700 cash, right? I love giving them in cash. They love that, by the way. $700 cash to come and do a service that I need at my place because, it's all jacked up. And I'm able to turn around and, hey, if I could do this for you, would be interesting. Yeah. Well, hey, I'll be upfront with you. It'll probably take me a few weeks or it could even take 30 to 60 days. But once I get it up and rolling, I just want to know that I have a guy like you that's ready to rock and roll with me. And it sounds like you're a little frustrated with Thumbtack because they're sharing the lead with so many different people. So I want to keep it 100% exclusive, but I want to just make sure before I put the infrastructure in place, that I got someone that's willing to receive. And so now I have someone willing to receive, happy. They're already sold on it. They've been buying leads. He's been buying leads for years, right? Because he said years ago he was paying $3. So this guy's the perfect type of customer, perfect type of business owner that I want to be talking to. Did I have to get uncomfortable? No. Did I have to cold call someone? No. He came to my house. He's on my turf. Okay. All I got to do is tell the story of what I do for a living. Most people ask you once, hey, well, what do you do for a living? Or, you guys can get to that conversation when someone's bidding you out. You find your way to the conversation of talking somehow about what you do. Okay. And how you do it. Okay. And I'm telling you, there's no risk. I didn't ask for any money up front from this guy because to me, I want to own the asset anyway. I want to be a little mini Thumbtack for the tree industry in this market now that I got a buyer on the deck. You see what I'm saying? So I think too many of you guys get into this like place where you're like, how do I get a client or how do I do it without ever building a lead gen up front? It's like, partially I like you guys building lead gens up front because you are ahead of the bell curve and it's not going to take 30 or 60 days. You're kind of keeping your business, you're keeping your pipeline full. But I know for some of you guys that are in monetary struggles, that's not necessarily, you're not able to pull that off. And so I thought today would be a really good story and a walkthrough of how you can utilize a simple strategy like this. So the way I look at it is I paid $700 to buy a customer. That's how I'm looking at this today. And in addition to that, I got a ton of work done around my house as well that had to get done because it was basically flooding over the top of my roof and stuff like that. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I've been doing this. I tell you guys all the time, like, listen, I'm from the future. If you couldn't tell, like, this is what people from the future wear. No, but I'm from the future. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay. And I've had clients for 10 years, the same client for 10 years. So you never know what one of these little assets can produce for you from an income standpoint over the next 5 or 10 years, right? And so me buying or acquiring a client, right, for $700, some of you guys be like, dude, I couldn't spend $700 to acquire a client. But to me, I'm looking at the long game. Like, what's the long game? Like, maybe I can only, this market that I'm in is not a huge market. It's like not big at all, right? So maybe I can only get them 25 leads a month, 20 leads a month. Let's just do 20. 20 leads a month at $37 a lead is $740 the first month it cracks. Okay. At only 20 leads, right? Exclusive at the same price he's already buying them at. Okay. Times that by 12. That's $8,800 a year. And for some of you guys that, like I just told you, I've been doing this for 10 years. Let's just say this is a customer for 10 years. This is top line, of course. It's not bottom line. But as you know, most of your expenses are front loaded in this business. There's very few expenses once you kind of get the basics and everything nailed down. That's a good bet on my part. Like, first of all, I got stuff done around my house. Second of all, I'm acquiring a client for $700 that could turn into an $8,800 a year client on a low end. I feel like I could do more than 20 leads, even though this market's not huge. It's really easy to dominate in this market too. And I can go hit other markets that are surrounding that he probably does serve as well, because there's no way he just serves this one little market, right? So I got a lot of opportunity. that this can go places with. Now, I'm probably going to hand this deal off to my 10-year-old and let her go through the paces. I talked to you guys. I want to get her up to $10,000 a month. That's one of my goals. I'm not supposed to do everything for her because that's not really fair, but I want her to go through and rank a site and do exactly what you guys are doing too, because I want to teach her the skill sets like I want to teach you the skill sets, because skills are what pay the bills, right?